Hey y'all, Carolina Tony. Today I'm here in my town, Cheraw, South Carolina. We are at the height of azalea season, and I'm going to show you why this is still the prettiest town in Dixie. And we'll get started right after this station identification. On this site, there used to be a hardware store, as well as a department store, but it has burned and been torn down. Now just a little town green with a gazebo. There is a town hall, and right across the street is the market hall. On Saturdays they open up the bottom half and sell vegetables and things like that. Fruits and jellies and jams from local area. Normally I will do a video in Cheraw on a Sunday afternoon when everything's so quiet, so it's a little louder today. But quiet or not, it is still beautiful. The Lyceum across the street is now a little small museum. And another little small historic building is a law office, or was during the day, with a very large brass statue of Cheraw's Dizzy Gillespie, famous for his bebop music. And the background theater on the green used to be a movie theater, and now they have plays and things of that nature inside. A little history about Cheraw. It was named for the Cheraws, the principal Indian tribe that inhabited the region in the early 1700s. Cheraw's first trading post was established by 1740. The 1768 brothers Joseph and Eli Kershaw laid out the town, which is the core of the city's National Register historic district. There's a handful of small businesses down 2nd Street, the street on which we're walking now. That is part of what once was Cheraw Hardware, known as the Duval Building. You can see the Go sign there at the top. Pretty cool. Building on this little alley corner was torn down, and after it was torn down they uncovered that gem. Had to be back in the day. 5-cent Wrigley's spearmint gum. I think the last time that I videoed this street, it was at night and during the winter. Now that it's springtime, it takes on a whole different look. A few flowers, and also some new businesses has opened up. A few more restaurants. This is the Bistro on 2nd. It's a little bar and restaurant, and they have live music in there on the weekends. Pretty nice place. Of course, River's Edge Restaurant is an excellent place to eat. We're open on Thursday and Friday nights, and during lunch during the week. Across the street there's Simple Eats, burgers, cheesesteaks, the wine factory. They have food as well. Pretty good. Bella Costa. I call this a whatnot shop. You know, that, this, and that, whatnot. It's a southern term for you guys that don't understand. Caffeinated cow, coffee, and ice cream. Most excellent. And you go next door and get you some booze, chase it with. I want to dart down this alley while I'm out walking, show you this. I think it's pretty neat. These old buildings, a lot of the storefront type character. If I'm not mistaken, there's a pretty cool advertisement on the side of this one. There you go. Drink Pepsi Cola. I believe that sign was repainted back in the 70s or 80s. I may be wrong on that. If I am, comment, let me know. Back over behind Market Street, which would be our main street, is the Carolina Treasure Barn. I do not even know if it's open any longer, but at one time it was a feed mill. The old B.C. Moore's building, but prior to that was a movie theater during the World War, and also a bowling alley in the basement. And it's vacant now. Last time I filmed, this was being built. It is the Spring Hill Suites. Now this has been a big point of contention for a lot of people in town, because there are those that says, what do we need with another hotel? Because there are some motels here, or motor courts. This is the first one that you gain entrance to your room through the inside. Now, this was built by private investors. Any way you want to look at it, it has been a plus for the town, and it cannot do anything but help the town. Has a restaurant as well, a little small convention center, which is a plus. And by the way, the restaurant's called Dixie's. Wonder who that's named after. I am making my way up or down Market Street. This would have been the core part of the town. Cotton Exchange used to sit right there. Has been torn down. Is Monica's Italian Ice and Funnel Cakes. And a gym across the street. Well, this building here at one time was a bank, I believe. It's now an attorney's office. On Market Street, Woo's and Keem's Soul Food Restaurant, home of the famous collard green egg roll. I will tell you, that thing is yum, and if you're ever in Cheraw, you need to make sure you go in and get you a collard and egg roll. More little small individual businesses. The vintage dandelion takes up 2 buildings. Antiques. There's entrances to apartments that are overhead, making use of that business. Across the street is Market Street Frame Shop. It's owned by a friend of mine. Does very good work. And his wife, Miss Becky, she has a place right across the street, Market Street Gifts and Galleries. And guys, it's coming. I have been invited to film when she opens. But Cheraw will be very soon getting the Peach Cobbler Factory. Remember, I did a video of the Peach Cobbler Factory in Myrtle Beach, and we are going to be getting our own very soon. Another new business that has opened recently, Chatham and Company, quality apparel and sporting goods. A men's shop. Here's the Methodist Church, and I do believe the azaleas here are past their peak. Established in 1832, organized 1822. Yes, I would say the azaleas are past their peak, but there are more flowers to come as it gets warmer. 235 3rd Street. They call this the Lafayette House. On March the 6th, 1825, General Lafayette visited Cheraw, where he spent the night. The next morning, he departed for Charleston. I think it's kind of funny you name a house after who your guests were. This house is called the Teacherage. Basically a house where some teachers stayed. But that reminds me of a story I will share with you. On some videos that I have done, I have had a person comment. I don't know if it's the same person, but many people comment on my videos. But they comment on how I talk. Like when I talk about having breakfast. And they say, Carolina Tony, it is breakfast, not breakfast. And then they will comment on some other things, like when I say I'm gonna put some oil in the car, they said it's oil, not oil. Well, you know, I commented back and I said, give me a freaking break. Apparently, you used to be one of my English teachers, and you're all about dotting I's and crossing T's. Frankly, I don't care. At this age, I go and do what I want to do, and breakfast and oil and whatever else I want to say doesn't affect me at all. Thank you very much. Now, another one of Cheraw's beautiful homes, the John Ingalls house. As my wife will probably tell you, I don't try to impress anybody in what I do or the way I speak. Frankly, I don't care, as long as I'm not offensive. We're coming up on the Cheraw Masonic Lodge. It is right directly behind the post office. Used to be a big hotel there back in the 1800s. It was huge. Boarding house for travelers. I believe it was either burned or torn down to make way for what's here now. The Masonic Lodge owned it initially, but they gave the front part of the property to the United States government to build the post office, and then they kept the back half for themselves. Here's my little work van. Well, we are coming close to the end of our tour of Cheraw, South Carolina, and for some reason it seems like I end my tours a lot in the graveyard. I guess because For a lot of folks, that's always the end. Or is it? Something a gentleman I ran into this past weekend came up to me and told me, "You don't know who I am, but I know who you are." In fact, he knew everything about me. And apparently he is a resident of this town now. And he told me that I am solely responsible for he and his wife and child to move from the north to Cheraw, South Carolina. Me? Well, he watched one of my videos. Cheraw, prettiest town in Dixie. Well, how about that? If that doesn't give you a big head, nothing will. Well, I certainly appreciate it. I appreciate all of y'all that watch. I really do. Well, that is going to be a wrap for our strolling tour of downtown Cheraw, South Carolina, springtime edition. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. But until next time, y'all have a good day.